Hi guys, how are you? It's me Magnus. In this video we will be talking about the last Ronin turtle model. I will show you the model, I will show you the rig, and I will also show you early designs we had for the turtle and reference images and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's start by looking at some reference images. So now we're inside the Photoshop, and this is some of the reference images me and Chris used when we designed the turtle. And as you can see, we have some big turtles like this one. Here's a big turtle, and here's a big turtle, and a big turtle, and this is he's not so big but has a lot of muscles. And that's because in the comic, the turtle, I think he is around 40-50 years old or something, and the mutagene, I don't know how to pronounce it, keeps their cell growing and make them more dense, which is why he's bigger and stronger than previous turtles, because when they were teenagers they look like this, but when he gets older, you know, his whole body is bigger because of the mutagene. So yeah, so I wanted to take inspiration from big turtles, but I also wanted to take inspiration from, you know, the old ones, like these kind of turtles. So yeah, and I also wanted to have this iconic nose shape, or I don't know, not nose, but yeah, this shape they have, you know, this shape. So that's why I wanted, you know, something more like this rather than this. And I used this turtle because he's a big turtle, and I also like the skin, the reptile skin he has. And I mean, this turtle looks great, the skin and the size of him is really cool. So this is the second image I sent to Chris, and Chris, he's the modeler, he modeled the turtle. So yeah, now you know that if you didn't know that already. So yeah, this is like the main reference. It's the turtle from the comic. And as you can see, he's really big. And in this picture here, I think Casey Marie, this girl, she's like, I don't know, to his shoulder or something. So I did this for Chris. He's a really big turtle, around 2 meters high, or 200 centimeters. And I wanted him to have this, you know, turtle reptile skin. I wanted him to have scars and a damaged body, as you can see in these pictures. I wanted, you know, the blood on his mouth and his chest, and yeah, you can read this yourself if you want to. I wanted him to have a black bandana, and I also wanted him to have blue eyes and not white eyes like in the comics. And that's because you can see so much emotion in eyes, so that's why I wanted him to have like real eyes and not white eyes. So yeah, and I wanted him to have knee pads and a skirt and all of that stuff. So yeah, that was that. So Chris, he took a look at all of this, and then he started to make the first design test inside of ZBrush. And ZBrush is a software where you are creating 3D characters and models and sculpts. So this is the first test, design test, and the first sculpt Chris did. And as you can see, he looks amazing. I love this design. If you take a look at this like side image here, he really looks like a mutant turtle, right? Really looks like a turtle. And I like that. And he looks old because, you know, he is like 40-50 years old, and I like it really much. And I can also show you, here you can see full body. I don't like the front shell because it almost looked like abs and like the chest muscle, so we redid that. But the thing is, me and Chris, we talked to each other, and then we decided to remodel his face a bit, because when you're thinking about the turtles, I think you have, you know, a picture like this in mind. You know, these designs maybe, and not, let me see, you know, this design. So we decided to remodel him a bit. So this is the second design test, or the second sculpt Chris did, and as you can see, it looks a bit better. It looks more like the iconic shapes of the turtles, as you can see here, the nose and the mouth. So I like that, and the bandana is not the one we used, it's just so we can see how it looks like, and the eyes are not the final ones as well. So I like this image, and I like the sculpt. And here you have full body, and as you can see here, we did the front shell like this instead. I like that much more. And then, you know, we just started to improve from this one. Like this is the shape Chris did, and then we talked about maybe we should do, you know, this shape instead. And after this, Chris, he just started to model more things like the skirt and the protection for his forearms and stuff like that. So if you take a look at this one, this is the final model. Looks really great, right? And here is the back, really great. And as you can see, we have the trousers and the skirt and everything. And this is the final model. Really cool. Can also show you this one. Very cool. It would be really cool to have this as a collectible, like a toy or something, right? So yeah, that was the design. Now let's jump into my software, 3D software, Autodesk Maya, so we can take a look at the model, and I will show you the rig and all that stuff. That would be really fun. So here's the turtle model. Really cool, right? And the model, he is so well made, so Chris has done an amazing job. So let's take a look at the rig, because the rig is really great and really cool. And if you are an animator or a rigger, take a look. Maybe you can learn something from this, because this is a really cool rig. Let's start with the head, and then we can work our way down to his feet. So we have a few different options we can make. If we take a look at the head, he has a lot of controls here, as you can see, face controls. But we also have these controls, off-face controls. And I can actually decide myself if I want to just use the on-face controls, or if I want to use the off-face controls, or if I want to use both. And if we take a look at this mouth set control, what that does is this. Hello! And this is more like the lips. But let's say I want to do a shape I can't make with this control. Then I can just go into the on-face controls, and I can, you know, move it however I want. Maybe like this. Really nice, right? And then we have the eyelids. If I take one of these controls, as you can see, he blinks. And this control is the under lid. So if I take these two, then they work really good together, as you can see. So then I can take all of these four, and if we take a look at the eyes, very nice, right? Then we have the browns, and as you can see, it's the same outer, and this is inner brows. And I can take them both, do like this, or all the fours. And this works pretty good together as well if I take all of these. And if I want to, I can, you know, do whatever I want. Looks really nice, right? And of course I can take the on face controls and move them as well. Maybe something like this. And then we have for the tongue. But now you will not see anything, because we have to open his mouth like this. Take this control, and as you can see, can move the tongue around. This control, make it go like this. Have another control like this. Sometimes when you're pronouncing different things like and stuff like that, these controls are really good, because you can really do things like this. And this last control is so you can put the mouth out. I don't think you will do that, but yeah, you can do that if you want to. Maybe like this, very, very cool. So, it looks awesome now, right? So let's take a look at the upper body. Just take these controls, and I can move him around. And as you can see, the head is kind of locked now. And what I can do is to go into the head, and then I can just make a 0 here on the headlock. And if we move the upper body again, now the entire thing is moving. So that's pretty cool. I kind of like this option. So yeah, let's move on to the arms. We have different control, FK and IK. If I just grab this little control here, I can move the arms like this. But I can also go into different controls. I can turn off the switch, and then you can see the control disappeared. That's because we have controls like this now instead. Whoops! Like this instead. So you can animate in 2 different styles, I guess. And the same goes for this arm. And another really cool thing is this, you know, metal protection thing, gauntlet or whatever you call it. If I take the arm and I rotate it, and as you can see, it kind of follows along. That is so cool, right? And I can also take these parts and move them, whoops, manually, like this if I want to. Oh. So that is very, very cool in my opinion. And of course for the hands, if I take this control, I can also make, you know, thumb curl and the other fingers as well. But I can also just take the on hands controls and move them however I want. Maybe I want this one to be like this. So yeah, let's move our way down. I have a hip control to move the hip. Salsa. And I have another control here I want to show you, but I can show you that later. There's so many controller features in this rig, so I will not be able to show everything, but I will show the main and the big ones. Yeah, and the legs are the same. Can move like this, or I can take this little control here and I can, whoops, turn off the switch, and then we have the controls like the arms head, like this. Yeah, and as you saw here, if I take this leg control and I move it, if you look at the skirt, it kind of follows along a bit, as you can see, right? That's very cool. And for the skirt and for the bandana or the mask, we have controls like this if we want to make everything manually, and we don't want to do that, but we can if we want to, as you can see, like this. And the same goes for the bandana. So so if he moves around, we can do like this for like frame by frame or so. This is like this is very time consuming, and I don't recommend you to do this, but you can do this if you want to. But the thing is, we have another control here. If we take a look at the control for like the entire model, and look over here to the right, we have start dynamic start frame. Then I can choose when the dynamics will start, and the dynamics, we have dynamics in the skirt and in the bandana. And here, if we take a look at the bandana, we have these controls, right? But if I turn them off here, mask control 0, they disappear. Then I can take mask dynamics and, you know, put that on, and we do the same for the skirt. This. So now we have dynamics. So if I press play now, take a look at the mask. Very cool, right? So now they look really good, and you don't have to do everything yourself. And the same for the skirt. Take a look again. If I press play, yeah, everything. You know, it's so much. It looks so much better with dynamics. So if I take the head, we can make a short animation, maybe like this. Then if I press play now, take a look at the bandana. Everything follows along, and it looks so much better to do that instead of, you know, do it manually. And like I said, there's so many controls here, I can't show everything. Like the knee pads, if we put them up, you know, it kind of stretches like this. Very, very cool. But I can also just grab this one and make small turns like this. So yeah, that's the rig and the model. He looks really great now, doesn't he? So yeah, I just wanted to show you this, so maybe you learned something, or just wanted to have a look at the rig and the model to see how things looking for us and how we are animating the turtle and the rig and all of that stuff. So that was everything for me showing you the model and the rig. So that was almost everything for this video. The next video I will make will be Q&A, so I will gather all the most common questions and I will answer them. And guys, are you enjoying these behind the scenes videos and the behind the scenes content? Because it takes a lot of time and effort to me to make these behind the scenes videos, mostly because of the language. I have to retake a lot of the shots. So please let me know if you are enjoying these behind the scenes video and want me to continue with them. Otherwise I will stop making them. That was everything for this video. Thank you so much for the support you're giving me and the rest of the team. We really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Ha det bra allihopa. Take care. Hej då.